Hey heroes, Cap here, and today I want to bring you something a little different, and that is a Marvel news wrap-up of this past week, as well as what to expect this week as we have San Diego Comic-Con coming to us on Thursday the 21st. Now, a lot of this news I've picked and searched through different sources and checked and made sure to pull out more of what's likely to happen rather than stuff that's just fan picks and things like that. Now, at the very end of this, we will be talking about Ms. Marvel, the finale, but I'll be sure to let you know when that happens so those that haven't seen it aren't spoiled by it. Now, if you go and enjoy the content, be sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what your favorite part of the Marvel news wrap-up was and what you're excited for this week as we swing into that intro. Starting off this week, we've got San Diego Comic-Con that starts on Thursday 21st. Marvel is known to have some panels during this, and they always put on one hell of a show. And it really gets us excited for what's to come in the future, as last year we got our first looks at Phase 4 and all the shows and movies that we've gotten during that time. So some of the projects that we could be getting, we know, well, confirmed is Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Most likely we'll be getting a trailer during this where we could see who's taking over the mantle of Black Panther. How does Namor fit in? Is Riri Williams going to showcase Ironheart for the first time during this, but teaming up with Shuri and Wakanda and making the suit out of vibranium? We also have got Marvel Zombies, She-Hulk, Werewolf by Night, which hasn't been confirmed. It's a lot of rumors, a lot of talk, so this could be the perfect time to really showcase it and show what it's going to be about. And is this our first time looking at Moon Knight after his show ended? A lot of exciting things there. X-Men 97 is one of those big ones for me, at least, because the 90s X-Men was some of the best animated Marvel that they've made. It got me into X-Men, and it was great. So I'm excited for them to bring this back, refresh it, and showcase it to a whole new audience nowadays. Now, one project that kind of snuck up that I saw and would be really interesting to see is Captain America 4 possibly being announced during Comic-Con. Now, we also have a little bit of a little rumor that Union Jack and Cynthia Schmidt, who is the daughter of Red Skull, will be some of the villains behind Captain America 4. We know that Sharon Carter will be reprising her role into the Captain America saga here, and Sam Wilson will take over the mantle of Cap in that amazing Wakandan suit that they showcased in the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm very excited to see where they go with this and how it leads further into the Phase 4 of Marvel, or Phase 5 if that's when we start to switch over and get into this middle part of this next phase trilogy. I think the biggest thing to look in Comic-Con is a lot of trailers and a lot of first looks, as Wakanda Forever, best time to get a first look. Werewolf by Night, I didn't see anything for the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. They could be holding off on that, or they could just be treating it as like a smaller project they don't want to showcase until later on or when it gets closer to that time. But the shows that we do have here, they look amazing. I'm very excited to see what they do and what they continue to build in this different, interesting Phase 4 that we've gotten so far. Now, Fantastic Four was one of those projects also that was kind of rumored that would be in Comic-Con. However, D23, which is Disney's kind of expo that they put on, is on September 10th, and this is most likely when we're going to be getting the cast and the director behind Fantastic Four, which is very exciting. Everyone's wondering who's going to be playing Mr. Fantastic, as we got to see him first time in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and how they gave us our fan favorite pick of John Krasinski playing Reed Richards. Now, it doesn't seem that John Krasinski will be returning and reprising his role and continuing to be Mr. Fantastic. It looks like it'll be somebody else. However, he could have the chance to direct the movie, as that's something he said that he'd be interested in. Of course, I believe Marvel has been in touch with Steven Spielberg as well to direct the Fantastic Four movie, which is interesting that they went after him and what kind of action and story he will bring to the Fantastic Four and where they're going to start them off this time. But I'm very excited to see the cast of Fantastic Four. A lot of people throwing out names and seeing who would be perfect for these roles. One that I really liked and I want to just quickly touch on is Joe Neary from Stranger Things, who plays Steve, as I'm currently watching Stranger Things. It's an amazing show. I'm getting caught up. I'm very behind. But Steve as Human Torch, which was one of those picks that I was like, that's interesting. I could see it and I like it. It's one of those picks that, okay, you have my vote for that as well. Now, next up is not really Marvel, but it's an association with Marvel, and that's Madam Webb, that's a Sony project, but Marvel will be helping out. They just recently started filming, and a few set photos were leaked, and you can see them right here. Now, they show that if you look a little closer, that they point to the early 2000s, which means this movie seems to take place in the past, or will have some flashbacks to a past New York style setting with Madam Webb. And we also know that Adam Scott has been confirmed to have a role in this movie as well, which I believe he's one of the first male actors that we also have had a confirmation on that will be in this movie. Now, this will be a Sony production with Marvel Studios' help, of course, and this could be a way of them bringing Andrew Garfield in as their Spider-Man for their Venomverse they have over on Sony. Of course, 2000s, that was during Tobey Maguire's time of Spider-Man, so it'll be interesting to see who they bring in and how many overlapping webs they'll bring in with Madam Web in this story that they're going to tell. Now, next up, not really Marvel MCU, but Marvel's Avengers, the video game, is coming to PlayStation Plus subscription service this Tuesday, tomorrow, which is absolutely amazing. It's another way to play the game for free. If you have Xbox Game Pass, you can also play it for free over there. But I'll be doing all of that in a separate video later so I can dive into the free-to-play process behind Marvel's Avengers. Hitting the shelves for Marvel Comics this week, we've got Avengers number 58 continuing and getting us ready for that Avengers X-Men Eternals Judgment Day battle, which Axe Judgment Day number 1 is coming out this week as well. And it's very exciting to see how this giant crossover will be played out and what will be the aftermath when all is done and said. Now, a couple of exciting ones that are number 1 issues coming out this week. We've got Shang Chi and the 10 Rings, showcasing a different side of Shang Chi and possibly why he's afraid to wield the 10 Rings themselves. And Defenders Beyond number 1, a new look at a Defenders group that is coming to the Marvel Comics. It looks very whimsical and it looks very throwback-ish, I will say, with the graphics and the cover that they have so far. It looks amazing. I'm excited to grab it. And the one comic I am most excited for this week is probably Spider-Gwen, Gwenverse number 4. Anything with Spider-Gwen, I'm always a fan of, or Ghost Spider, whatever you'd like to call her. Absolutely amazing. I love the hero. I love her wittiness and time travel in the multiple Gwens that they throw at us. Fantastic story, and I cannot wait to see how it continues after we've gotten like Wolverine Gwen, Thor Gwen, Captain America Gwen. It's just been great. Definitely check it out. Now that brings us to the very end, and this is when we're going to be talking about Miss Marvel. So if you have not seen the finale to Miss Marvel, spoilers, lots of spoilers, big spoilers, like life-shattering MCU changing, altering spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, be sure to go check it out and then come back, see this part of the video as I dive into it. But we know that with Miss Marvel, it's setting up for the Marvels to come out on July 27, 2023, as long as they stick to that schedule they released, which they'll most likely do a new schedule later during Comic-Con, I should say, showcasing what to expect and when to expect it. And with Miss Marvel finishing, it also gave us our introduction to our very first official mutant in the 616 universe, not counting Professor X from Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, as he was from 838, and we now know that this MCU universe that we're in is 616, even though it's technically not, and Iman Vellani went against Kevin Feige and told him that he was wrong, but he said no, this is 616. That's a fun story. But we know that we're in 616. Kamala also said the famous line from her comics when she first gets her powers, the "Embiggen." I wish she would have yelled it, maybe said it a little louder, let the whole world know what's about to happen and what they're about to witness. But it's definitely interesting throwing in that mutation, that little...
Kamala, there's something different in your genes. Like a mutation.
X-Men jingle that we got, which if you watch the X-Men from the 90s, you know where that is from exactly. The starting theme song to that show and what got us all excited every Saturday morning for a new one to come out. So it's interesting to see how they're bringing in mutants and how Kamala says it's just another label. We also got earlier in the show how they talked about Jinn, and if Thor landed in the mountains of India, he would be called a Jinn rather than where he dropped in Nevada and he was called a god. Could this be a little transition into, yeah, she has a mutation, so they just label mutant, but eventually it'll spread off into inhuman, which Kamala from the comics is actually an inhuman, not a mutant, because she was affected by the Terrigen Mist that the Kree kind of tested on, released over the earth, and she was affected by it. This could be how we start to get more of that Kree background, that Kree invasion that is coming with Secret Invasion and then into Secret Wars. But it ended on that big cliffhanger of Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel seemingly to swap places as Kamala went through like a ribbon and the next thing you know, Captain Marvel is coming out of the shattered closet door and looking around confused. She doesn't look at the mirror, she looks more at the pictures of herself, showcasing that this isn't Kamala, this is definitely Captain Marvel, and she is not where she's supposed to be. And she kind of freaks out with, oh no, and takes off running. And that's where we'll pick up in The Marvels when it comes out July 27th, 2023. I'm very excited for that movie to see where they continue with this and who all they bring in. As we know, Monica Rambeau is supposed to be in it, as she's gotten some powers now, Captain Marvel, and of course Ms. Marvel. Now there we have all the Marvel news updates for the week, the past week, and everything to expect coming in the future. Every Monday I'll be doing one of these videos to keep you updated and to let you know. Of course though, if news comes out that's bigger throughout the week, be sure to hit the subscribe button and pay attention to those YouTube shorts, as I will break them down in the YouTube shorts until Monday when I can do a longer version of this and give you the full news and breakdown and everything else that I've found in between. As always, heroes, stay amazing, and until the next one, bye bye.